Hey there everyone, time for another vlog, and this is handheld, because I know I'm going to be doing it handheld for the rest of the week, or at least the rest of the, yeah, it'll probably be a weekly thing, but it'll be composed in tiny little chunks, kind of like how I did the whole Dragon Con thing, right? But I just randomly decided to vlog this process, because figured I'd share it with you guys. I got something new, and I've got the show Dear Veronica to thank for that. But they plugged the, let's see if I can frame this properly. It's hard to do this. The 10% Happier app. And what it is it's actually a course, a 2-week course. I've always wanted to try meditation, but I've always been, I'll admit, I've always been worried it'd have to have some sort of, well, he says it in the course, so I suppose it's proper for me to say it here, religious sway. Let's put it that way. Because I've already got a belief system, and things like that. But a lot of the people I trust in brain sciences and stuff like that are also of my belief system and highly recommend meditation. So I'd never really found a course, because you guys know me. I like courses to learn how to do things, if I'm going to learn off of someone. Sometimes I do studying, but something like meditation I think really needed a course. So this is the end of day one, in other words. So yeah, I'm gonna record at the end of each day. Probably won't be as long as day one, because I'm obviously telling you what's going on. But at the end of day one, this ought to be an interesting experience. It was a video, a 5-minute guided meditation, and then another video with frequently asked questions. I think that was like 2 minutes. But it was a nice situation. I figured that I was going to start doing it on my couch over here, but there's one problem with the couch. You see the computer right beside it, along with some other electronics that happen to exist in this room. This is not a good room for meditation, right? Because the way your brain's going to go, I'm going to be distracted by that, or possibly any myriad of things. So I decided to do it on my bed. And as a result of doing it on my bed, because no, you don't have to sit cross-legged, but I'm stereotypically sitting cross-legged. But no, it was a good thing. It had me focus on my breathing for the first time. He said later on there'll be other things, but right now it's just the whole breathing thing. Start at square one, right? But it was very relaxing, and I find myself, my brain's not exactly racing. I had actually just gone to bed, and then the only thing that popped in my head is, why don't you vlog this? So, that's the end of day one, and like I said, I think I'm going to do these in weekly vlogs, so I'm going to stitch all these things together. They'll probably be longer than normal, but we'll see. So, end of day one. It's going to be a journey. So, end of day two. Different outside. By the way, spoiler alert, you're going to see me in my PJs a lot because I'm doing this in the evening, so just letting you know. But the second day was focusing on mental notes, is what it was called. Involving, yesterday was being aware of breathing, and this one was making a mental note that you're aware of the breathing, if that makes sense. I'm trying to keep these as short as possible because they're all going to be combined together into one, right? But yeah, I'm getting this. It's working out great. So, end of day two. So, end of day three, and they've sort of taken the mindfulness thing and has expanded it a little bit. It's not just about the breathing anymore. Now it's about anything that happens to go through my body. So, a little bit of tightness in the back, for instance. Might need to get that checked out. Whenever my arm got a little itch, make a note of the itch, So that whole mental noting thing has now started to go to everything. So, yeah, it was the end of day three. So, end of day four. I had to think of what day it was. But yeah, end of day four. And he sort of taught this interesting little, as he even joked, counterintuitive thing about the whole mindfulness thing. Normally, whenever we experience something pleasant, then we want it to keep going. And normally, if we experience something painful, we tend to try to push it away. part of the mindfulness of this, and hilariously enough, I had an example. I got a little twinge in my back again. Like I said, I might have to get that looked at. But instead of trying to push it away and, no, bad, instead just experience it. And yeah, I know it sounds like mumbo jumbo, right? But it was an interesting experience, and I can see how you could apply that to other things too. So yeah, take pain and still get through it, even whenever you're not wanting to. Kind of a life lesson. Anyway, yeah, that's day 4. So, end of day 5. An interesting bit added into the mindfulness now. The sensation of being tired or restless or bored. Things that apparently happen to anyone that goes through meditation. Eventually your body just goes, what? That sort of thing. So he gave an interesting little tip, which is make that your focus. Figure out what sort of sleepiness is. So don't go, oh, I'm sleepy. Be like, well, no. Look at it deeper. Meditate on it, pretty much, right? And strangely enough, it starts to sort of evaporate as you look at it. It's like, oh, I've been seen! That sort of thing. But yeah, so interesting little tip on that. And that's the end of day 5. End of day 6, and you'll notice I'm in the studio. Yeah. It's because I'm getting ready to get on a call with Donovan and Oliver. You'll have heard about that on Samuel's Thoughts by the time this comes out, I think. Anyway, so I decided to do it in the studio as kind of a little test also, right? That way meditation isn't specifically tethered to one place, right? Plus, that's the whole point of the exercise, that eventually you can put these things into practice outside of that specific exercise. So they were talking about reacting today. I think the name of it was Respond, Don't React, if I'm not mistaken. Basically, someone cuts you off in traffic, and most people get the idea pissed, angry, and then they act on it and swear and everything. Instead, and we don't really realize how much those things just automatically snap, take us over. Have a thought, do it immediately, but it's suggesting that with this exercise we'd be able to figure out, well, this isn't an appropriate time to act that way, especially behind the wheel of a metallic thing that might kill us all if I don't behave properly, something like that. Sorry if you have road rage issues, by the way. I wasn't judging you or anything, but that was just the example. But yeah, so end of day 6. So here I am at day 7. It's been an entire week since I started this, and it's awesome. What can I say? Mom told me the other day, today too, she said that she's actually seeing a difference in me, which is nice. When you do something that's trying to improve things and someone tells you, oh no, I'm noticing, it's a good thing. Part of it today, it was interesting that today's focus was more on emotions and stuff like that, and how we can gauge them and be aware of them. I had several instances today of things, little pet peeves I have and stuff like that cropping up. And instead of me being upset by them or, I was upset, but reacting to them, I suppose is the best way of putting it. Noticing that my body would tense up in a situation and go, okay, why? And do I need to focus like this? That sort of thing. It's really awesome. It is. So, 1 week into this, and I'm not regretting a thing. So, it's fantastic that I've started this. I've got another week of it to go, and if this next week is going to be anything like this last week has, it's going to be epic. So, since this is the week end, I've also got to put the end at it. So if you want to find all my other vlogs, including the week 2 that will be coming up next week, you can go to tscn.tv/vlog. And if you want to find more of me personally, you can find me at about.me/labtech7 for all the ways to find that. So, until next time, next week in this case, live your life and try to get your emotions under control. It gets so much off of your spine. See you guys. This has been a production of the Samcast Network. TSCN.TV. What's your passion?